Well, we're back at the KQED studios, some distance from the village, for another prisoner rap session from now until 11 o'clock. I'm Jim Scalem, and with me is Maria Ranias of the KQED Programming Department, and the great pleasure to welcome back our old friend Stan Tennen, who's going to join us tonight and talk about this third episode of The Prisoner.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, it's A, B, and C. We've been talking about it for about 2 hours already.
We have nothing more to say.
So we got
We're all
into F
talked
yet.
out.
All talked out.
Practically. But we've been making a few notes.
How dare you read my notes?
And I just couldn't resist reading Stan's notes. And there's a line that I think is a key phrase from this episode A, B, and C, and that is, people who hide are afraid. What do you think about that, Stan?
Well, it's true. He says it to D just before the end there. I don't know how many people caught it or not. But it's true. People who hide are afraid. Number 2 is afraid. D is afraid. The prisoner is in the village because he's afraid. Indeed, the village is the village of his fears, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I believe. And so I think that's a key line. And also, what is it that people are afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
What is the ultimate fear? What are you afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
What are you afraid of?
A multitude of things, I can tell you right now, as far as I'm
Afraid of saying
concerned.
anything except about tennis. People are afraid of dying. And when McGowan, in the movie, in the dream within the dream, if the whole episode is perhaps a dream,
Right.
he steps back into his body. He voluntarily incarnates, you might say,
Mm-hmm.
being a little metaphysical.
Quite.
That's a statement of transcending death. That's what a demigod does. That's what a master does.
Well, on this subject of dreams, there are a lot of theories. A lot of fans have put forth that this entire series, what we see happening now, is a dream. That in fact, it's a schizophrenic fantasy. That this secret agent in Arrival, this man who's under supposedly incredible pressures, and he's no longer happy with his life and whatever inner turmoil he has to go through, he just has a mental collapse, and everything we see from then on is in fact a fantasy.
I take issue with you labeling it schizophrenic because it's a matter of definition, and if you get 2 psychologists in the same room, they'll create 3 different theories as
Right.
to what's wrong. But the question is, when you're dreaming, do you know you're dreaming? Do you know you're dreaming when you're dreaming? If you do, then the dream's voluntary, and you can stay with it as long as you want. And there's psychotherapies that are being done now that teach people to wake up and gain volition in their own dreams, and it's found that when people can do that,
Mm-hmm.
then they also take charge of their own lives. If you can become the protagonist in your dream, you can become the protagonist in your own life. And that's a myth. That's an ancient myth, because the old initiation rites, the Egyptian initiation rites, entailed people realizing that this was the dream, and that they could wake up and be a pharaoh, a king, or a queen in Egypt.
Well, Stan, as far as the prisoner is concerned, number 6 here is the protagonist in the dream. In fact,
He's becoming the
controls it.
protagonist. No, he
Right.
doesn't. Number 1 controls.
Ah.
Okay, and the series is his attempts to gain control, and he goes through all these alter egos, all these number 2s who he beats, and this is the first number 2 that he soundly beats, because this number 2 is more afraid than he is, and he manipulates this.
This is a process of initiation for him, then. That he's going
Initiation,
through kind of a,
in the broadest sense, growing up,
Right.
learning to take charge of your own life. That's what initiation is, and it's also becoming a demigod, realizing that everything's a dream, that reality is plastic.